Hello, pup parents, and welcome to today's episode of the Perfect Pup Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about a training method called SMART times 50. If it sounds weird, it will make a lot of sense, and I promise you it's going to help improve your dog's behavior. So let's get right to it. SMART times 50 originally it came about by a trainer named Kathy Sadeo. She's been doing dog training and animal behavior for decades. And in her book, Plenty in Life is Free, she talks about this method called SMART times 50. So what is the SMART for? It's an acronym. And the SMART is see, mark, and reward training. So let's dive into what that means. And then I'm going to talk to you about how you can do this with your dog and why it's going to help your dog immensely. First off, I talk about this a lot. A lot of times, us as pup parents, we get in this funk or this mindset or this kind of negative place of, my dog's doing so many wrong things. My dog is doing so many things I don't want them to do. And we focus so much on the bad and we forget about the good, which is a problem. And that's where SMART times 50 comes into play. So see, mark, and reward training. So essentially what this means is you're going to take 50 treats and you're going to put them in a bowl or a dish or a container or whatever it might be, out of your dog's reach, of course, so they can't just steal them all. Put it on in a common area, put 50 in there each day. And what you're going to do throughout the day is you are going to find instances where your dog is doing something that you like, something that you want them to do, a positive behavior, whether it's laying on their bed or, looking at you when you don't ask them to, or maybe it's just, someone comes in the door and they don't jump or they don't bark. Finding situations where your dog is doing good behaviors, okay? You're going to see it. That's the S. You're going to mark it, which means, giving your yes word like yes or good or using a clicker, and then and reward training. So you're going to see the good behavior. You're going to mark it. You're going to reward your dog, and you're going to do that times 50 every day. The reason this method is so important and why it's gained so much traction is because it teaches you and it forces you to find the good things that your dog is doing. Because I promise you, there are instances, even if you have what you see as the most disobedient, hyper dog, crazy puppy, whatever you feel like your dog, however you want to categorize their level of behavior, I promise you that they are doing good things every single day. And this method, it forces you to recognize those, mark them, and reward them. And the power in that is that every time what we reinforce is repeated. What we reinforce is repeated. So if your dog is doing something good, you mark it and you reward it, your dog is going to be more likely to repeat that behavior in the future. That's it. That's SMART times 50. It is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. More so, I think, for us as pup parents, because like I said, it's going to force you to find the good. And I think that mentality, I talked about this with Erica Gonzalez in our episode about puppy biting. The mentality that we have as pup parents is so important. If we're always stressed, we always feel like our dog is doing something wrong, we're always getting upset, it's going to rub off on our dog and they're going to be on edge and they're going to be more likely to be reactive and they're going to be more likely to be, feel like, well, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I going to get in trouble or something? So it forces us to retrain our own brains to find the good behaviors and reward them. And as we reward them, as you mark and reward, you follow this SMART times 50 training method, your dog will do the good behaviors more frequently. Again, I'm going to give you a few ideas. When I've done this with my dogs, these are some of the things that I caught them doing that were good. And I like this. For example, if I drop something on the floor and they don't go after it, I'm going to mark that. I'm going to reward it. Sometimes we just, say, oh, no, don't go after that. And then we forget to reward. We should reward that. Other times it's just my dog's laying. If I'm, sitting on the couch watching a TV show and they come up and lay down next to me and they're calm, I'm going to mark that and reward it. If I see them look out the window and they see a person go by and they don't bark, I need to mark that and reward it. It's so important that we do this on a daily basis. So this is what you do. Again, I'll recap it very quickly. This is a quick episode, but it's super important. SMART, again, stands for see, mark, and reward training. So you're going to take 50 treats, low calorie, high value. Pupford has those. You're going to take 50 high value treats. You're going to put them in a bowl or in a container or somewhere in a common space at the beginning of the day. And you have to use all 50 before the day is over. And it's not like they do something good, you give them 10. You need to find 50 instances throughout the day where your dog is doing something good without you asking. That's the important part. You're not doing this as like a training. You're finding positive behaviors that are happening naturally by your dog when you don't ask for them, and you are marking them and rewarding them. And by doing that, their behavior will improve, because what we reward, what we reinforce is repeated. I'm going to say that again. I've said it 3 times. I'm reinforcing it. I'm repeating it, right? Again, what we reward and reinforce is repeated. So if you see your dog laying calmly, you want that to happen again in the future, you better reinforce it. You better mark it and reward it. Again, this method was made popular by Kathy Sadeo. Shout out to her. Try this method. Let us know how it works for you. Comment on the YouTube video if you're watching there. Send us an email, hello@Pupford, DM us on Instagram, whatever it might be. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Like it if you're on YouTube. Leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. It helps us out tremendously, and we listen to your feedback. We really do read all the reviews, and we love hearing from you and hearing ideas, topics that you want to hear about, those types of things, maybe guests that you want us to have on, whatever it may be. So again, SMART times 50, give it a shot, try it for at least a week, and see what happens to your mindset and see what happens to your dog's behavior. And we will catch you on the next episode.